Hey everyone, imagine this for a moment. You wake up tomorrow, go to the market to buy bread, and instead of giving a large, heavy 20,000 note that is hard to count and awkward to use, you hand over a small, simple note that feels normal in daily life. That is the big shake-up that just happened because the Central Bank of Iraq has officially removed 3 zeros from the 20,000 dinar note. Yes, 20,000 is no longer 20,000, it is now smaller, easier to carry, easier to understand, and whether you live in Iraq, belong to the Iraqi community abroad, or are watching from another country, this change affects everyone. This is not just a new design for money, this is a major financial reset, and today, we are breaking down what this really means, what could happen next, and how you can stay alert, stay protected, and stay hopeful. Watch until the end, because this could be a key moment in Iraq's economic future. So what exactly happened? In simple words, the Central Bank of Iraq announced that the 20,000 dinar note will no longer have those 3 extra zeros. A note that once showed 20,000 will now show 20. This is not a revaluation, at least not yet. It is a redenomination, which means the numbers are being simplified so the currency is easier to use. Why remove zeros? Over the years, inflation and economic pressure pushed prices and salaries into very high numbers. People had to use thick bundles of cash for normal shopping. That is confusing and inconvenient. So now, the government is cutting off the extra zeros to clean up the system. The old 20,000 dinar does not suddenly disappear. Its value is simply adjusted to match the new scale. Instead of big numbers that feel unreal, people will now deal with small, normal figures. Your 20,000 dinar becomes 20 under the new system, but the real value stays the same after conversion. That is the idea behind this change. This process of cutting zeros is called redenomination. Why do countries do this? Usually, it happens when inflation over many years makes the currency messy and hard to relate to real value. When people see prices like 10,000, 50,000, or 100,000 for daily items, the brain stops caring about the zeros. That may feel normal, but it weakens how people understand money. So governments simplify things. They issue new notes with fewer zeros while keeping the actual value the same. The result is money that is easier to understand when you earn it or spend it. For a country like Iraq, which has faced years of economic stress and currency pressure, this step is not just for looks. It is practical. It is about bringing clarity back. It is about making money make sense again for ordinary people, and most importantly, rebuilding trust in the currency, in the markets, and in the financial system. So what does this mean for daily life, for shoppers, shopkeepers, and families living paycheck to paycheck? Imagine going to the bakery, the vegetable stand, or the small shop. Instead of giving a large paper note that says 20,000, you give a note that says 20. It is lighter, easier to count, and easier to explain. Prices will change too. A price that once said 15,000 for a bag of flour might now say 15, and your brain immediately understands it. When a currency is full of zeros, money feels abstract and people can easily miscount or stop taking it seriously. Now, money feels normal again. For everyday business, from street markets to monthly bills to small businesses, this makes life simpler. It reduces confusion. It makes change easier. It lowers mistakes. For most Iraqis, that is a big relief, and that is exactly what redenomination is meant to do: simplify daily economic life. Beyond convenience, this move sends a strong message. It tells people the government is trying to bring stability, control inflation, and make the economy work better. By removing zeros, leaders are saying, we are resetting the system. We want to rebuild trust for everyone who uses the dinar for salary, savings, or long-term holding. This helps strengthen the idea that the dinar is stable and usable inside the country. It may also encourage people to keep their savings in local currency instead of rushing to foreign money or physical goods. For businesses, it makes accounting and pricing easier. For banks, it reduces technical complexity. What looks like simple cleaning is actually a major foundation step, like clearing the broken pieces after a storm so rebuilding can begin. Now, for people living outside Iraq who hold dinar as savings or as a long-term hope, what does this mean for you? First, you must follow official updates carefully. This change does not automatically make your dinar more valuable in dollars. Redomination does not suddenly turn dinar into gold or foreign currency. Your 20,000 dinar becomes 20 dar under the new system, but the total real value stays about the same. What changes is how the numbers look and how easy they are to use. Many people who were hoping for a sudden jump in the exchange rate must understand that redomination is not revaluation. It may prepare the system for future reforms, but it does not guarantee profits by itself. So expectations must remain realistic. So how will the exchange work? Usually, after redomination is announced, the central bank gives clear instructions. Old notes remain acceptable for a set transition period. During that time, people can exchange their old notes at banks or approved exchange centers. After a deadline, old notes may no longer be used. Prices, salaries, and bank records will all be adjusted. For example, a salary of 2 million dinar would become 2,000 in the new system. Bank balances will shift the same way. The goal is to keep the real value the same while simplifying the numbers. Most likely, both old and new notes will be used together for a period to allow people to change smoothly and avoid panic. For anyone holding physical dinar, this means keeping them safe and following official guidance closely. Whenever a change like this happens, rumors and scams always follow. Some people may spread fake claims about secret revaluation rates or offer dangerous exchange deals promising quick riches. Others may charge fees for early access. These tricks are dangerous. Always wait for official announcements from the central bank, government media, and authorized banks. Avoid backdoor exchanges. Do not trust messages that promise guaranteed profits or rush you into quick action. In times of big change, scammers target fear and greed. The safest move is to stay calm, stay informed, and only trust verified sources. What about the wider economic effect in the coming months? By simplifying the currency and improving trust, this step may help control inflation expectations a little. It does not fix inflation on its own, but it helps people feel more confident. When people believe that money makes sense again, they are less likely to panic buy goods or rush to foreign currency. Simpler pricing also lowers errors, fraud, and confusion. It can help banks and financial institutions rebuild public trust and possibly increase savings, money transfers, and investment. For a country trying to stabilize after many hard years, these small steps matter. They slowly build momentum. However, challenges remain. First, redomination alone cannot fix the economy. If inflation, budget problems, or political issues continue, trust can fall again quickly. Second, there may be practical problems like shortages of new notes, long lines at banks, system delays, and public confusion. Third, some people may panic and sell quickly after conversion, which could hurt the currency. How people feel and react is just as important as economic policy itself, and managing public expectations is critical. Another important topic is revaluation against foreign currencies like the US dollar. Some dinar holders believe that redomination will automatically lead to a major rise in the exchange rate. While redomination can prepare the system for future reforms, it is not the same thing as revaluation. Long-term value growth needs strong fundamentals like economic growth, steady oil income, foreign investment, and stable government policy. Without those, expecting sudden huge profits is risky. So this step brings hope for stability, but not guaranteed wealth. For people outside Iraq who have held dinar for years, now is the time to stay informed and stay realistic. Your money may be easier to manage in the new system, but its true value depends on what happens next. If you are holding for the long term, follow official news, watch economic indicators, and rely on trustworthy sources. Diversify where you can. Do not believe in instant wealth promises. Calm and informed patience is the smartest strategy. What should you do right now? First, keep your dinar safe and organized. If you hold physical notes, store them carefully. Write down the denominations and quantities. Second, do not trust rumors about secret exchanges. Hold tight until official systems open. Third, watch for announcements from the central bank and trusted national news about procedures and deadlines. Fourth, be ready for delays and crowds once exchange begins. Many people will rush at once. Go early. but do not panic. What usually happens next after an announcement like this? First, there is a grace period where both old and new notes are valid. Second, banks and exchange centers start the conversion process. Third, shops and businesses update price tags and accounting systems. Fourth, salaries and pensions are adjusted to the new scale. Finally, the old notes are slowly removed from use. This can take weeks or even months depending on how smoothly things go. For the central bank, this is a massive operation. For the public, it is a major transition. This change may also affect trade and business with other countries. A simpler and more stable currency makes pricing and accounting easier for foreign companies working with Iraq. It removes part of the mental barrier of dealing with large numbers. If exchange rates also stabilize, it could support more trade, more contracts, and more investment. For exporters, clearer pricing can improve trust and competitiveness, but all of that depends on broader reforms in governance, transparency, and economic policy. For many people, this change will feel emotional. Handling money that looks normal again instead of stacks of zeros can bring a sense of dignity and hope. It feels like a fresh start. Older generations may remember simpler times and feel encouraged. Younger people may find financial planning more realistic. Small changes like this can lower stress and rebuild confidence, but hope must come with responsibility. This change is meaningful, but it is not magic. It does not erase unemployment, high prices, or inequality overnight. It does not guarantee jobs or foreign investment. Life will still require careful budgeting and patience. Redomination is one helpful tool, not a miracle cure. Expectations must stay balanced. As we wait for the exchange process to begin, watch how the central bank communicates. Official deadlines, locations, and rules will shape everything. Follow national media and trusted sources. Avoid social media rumors and inside information. When official dates are released, act responsibly and on time, not in panic. This is also a good moment for families and small businesses to prepare. If your dinar is stored in old boxes or drawers, organize it now. If you use dinar daily, start imagining prices without the zeros. Shop owners should prepare for repricing and possible slowdowns during the transition. Big changes always cause short-term friction. For those hoping this is the start of real recovery, remember that true progress depends on many things: oil income, public spending, stable governance, infrastructure, and social services. If those improve, a simpler currency can support growth and stability. If not, the reset alone will not be enough. The real test is still ahead. So what is the balanced conclusion? This redomination is a bold and serious step. It simplifies the currency, restores clarity, and sends a message of reset to people inside Iraq and abroad. It brings hope, but it also demands patience and responsibility. Stay informed, follow official guidance, avoid hype and fear, prepare carefully, do not expect instant miracles. And finally, what should you do as a viewer right now? Stay calm, secure your dinar, follow official announcements, avoid anyone promising secret profits, talk with your family and community, share correct information, help each other avoid confusion and scams. This is a historic moment for Iraq's currency, not the final step, not a promise of instant wealth, but a major reset. If you found this useful, or if you feel worried, hopeful, or curious, share your thoughts and questions in the comments. I'm here to follow this journey with you. And if you want updates as this story develops, subscribe, turn on notifications, and stay connected. Let's stay informed, stay smart, and stay hopeful together.